The original Bama Football Tailgate Show is on the air. Alabama football is rolling, and we got you covered with a breakdown of the game matchup, an SEC preview, and all the fun of an afternoon on the quad with former Crimson Tide Sports Network broadcaster and SEC Network play-by-play voice, Mick Gillispie. The Bama Football Tailgate Show is presented by Yuengling Lager. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. The only beer you need at a Bama tailgate party. Pearl River Resort Casino and Hotel in Choctaw, Mississippi. Let's play. Now featuring the Sportsbook at the Timeout Lounge. Also brought to you by the Flora Bama World Famous Beach Bar and Lounge in Orange Beach, Alabama. Genesis of Tuscaloosa, luxury with a national championship service department. Sevierville, your Smokies start here. Visit Sevierville.com. Tuscaloosa Hyundai. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like. R&R Cigars, home of the Cigar Mansion and Victory Cigar, 2703 6th Street, downtown Tuscaloosa. Unique Bar on the Strip, home of the NFL, MLB, Premier League package. Catch all the games at Unique. Tuscaloosa Tourism and Sports. Not too small, not too big. Tuscaloosa is pronounced just right. Visit Tuscaloosa.com. Pond Royale, located at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. And NewLifeArt.com, publisher of Fine Art Editions by Daniel A. Moore. Use the code Bama Tailgate for a discount at NewLifeArt.com. Now your host of the Tailgate Show, Mick Gillispie.
And a roll tide to all of you that are hanging out. Welcome to the Bama Football Tailgate Show. As we talk to you from here on the Strip, our show is brought to you by none other than Yuengling Lager, and we got the Yuengling swag for you today. So if you're watching right now and you're in the vicinity of the Strip, swing by Unique and get you some. We got all kind of cool stuff, and for the next 2 hours, we're going to preview number 13 Alabama. Going the wrong direction, number 15 Ole Miss at Bryant-Denny Stadium, 2:30. On the show today, we got my good buddy putting the band back together. Clint Lamb from Bama Online and the On3 Sports Network is swinging by. We're going to hear from my good buddy Thom Abraham from 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We got Andrew Bone from Bama Online, and he's part of On3 as well. He's going to talk recruiting. Jimmy Hart from Visit Tuscaloosa, not Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart, the wrestler, but Jimmy Hart from VisitTuscaloosa.com is going to be here. Our buddy Ryan Griffin from Pearl River Resort is going to swing over and talk a little bit of gambling. And then our pick segment with Kenny White from out in Vegas, Kenny White's Power Ratings, and Reagan from R&R Cigar. And then coming up next, got my good buddy Chris Coleman from Unique Bar on the Strip where we are right now, and ColeMerica, everybody's favorite podcast. But this show, again, is brought to you by Yuengling Lager, a sixth-generation company. Cheryl Yuengling went to school right here. She knows all about Alabama. She's an Alabama grad. And they put a little bit of Crimson Love in each one of those green bottles. Hey, look, if you're looking for an alternative to Mick Ultra, it's Yuengling Flight. You need to try it. I know a lot of you guys are buying Yuengling. Up like 25%. Thank you so much. A proud American company, and very proud of the customers that make it happen. So today we're going to preview Alabama 2-1, number 13, against the undefeated Lane Kiffins of Ole Miss. Yep, number 15 in the country, a 3-0 record for the Rebels. We got a lot to talk about, though. There's been, quite a bit of mostly back from, I would say back and forth, but Alabama hasn't said anything. All the talk has been from Lane Kiffin, and we're going to talk all about that on the show. Great scene, though. Perfect weather here on the Strip. A lot of people coming and going, and we're in a prime spot. We're out here on the porch. When Coleman joins us next segment, he can tell you what it's like out here on the Strip, but you can feel it building up. And again, Alabama and Ole Miss at 2:30 for all of those that are listening on radio right now. Roll Tide, everybody. I hope you have a great game day. I got to say this. Shout out to my man, Chris Bryan, who joined us last week at the Floribama. We had a corrupted file. So some of you guys heard the interview with him. Some of you didn't. And I know that in Pensacola, you didn't get a chance to hear it. I'm going to have him back. We're going to do more than one segment. We're going to have a lot of Chris Bryan coming up, but really apologize for that. And we'll look forward to talking to him maybe next week when we're down at Floribama for the Mississippi State game. Is Bama ready to be Bama? Is Milroe ready to be the starting quarterback? All of that. We're going to talk about it when we come back. We're kicking off the Bama Football Tailgate Show, the original Bama Tailgate Show, right now from the Strip. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to bring on Chris Coleman from the ColeMerica Podcast. We're going to talk about this Alabama team. Don't go anywhere. More Alabama football right after this.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Hey y'all, it's Jennifer from the Floribama, and it's time for Floribama Fun Facts. The Floribama first opened in 1964, and we're celebrating our 59th year of doing it on the line. We host over 150 events every year, including Mullet Toss, Oktoberfest, Halloween Costume Party, Frank Brown Songwriters, Thanksgiving and Christmas Potluck, the biggest New Year's Eve party, and of course, the Polar Bear Plunge on January 1st. All the events, including our live music schedule, are available online at floribama.com.
Immerse yourself in the continuing dynasty of Alabama football with The Legacy Continues, a visually striking image from artist Daniel A. Moore. This sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting, The Crimson Legacy, features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. Pre-order The Legacy Continues now at DanielMooreArt.com.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yuengling, bring the goods.
R&R Cigars invites you to the Cigar Mansion in downtown Tuscaloosa. The best cigar selection and bourbon in the Southeast awaits you. 2703 6th Street, downtown Tuscaloosa, near Home 2 Suites, or Northport, next to Winn-Dixie. TheCigarMansion.com.
See yourself in Sevierville, Tennessee. Your Smokies start here.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots. taking in the big pots.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Back out on the strip as we talk Alabama football with you. This is the Bama Football Tailgate Show. And before we get into anything else, thanks for being here with us, guys. And I want to tell you right now that if you want to pimp out your man cave, it's really easy to do. New Life Art and Daniel A. Moore. Right now, if you go to the website and you use our discount code, which is Bama Tailgate, you get buy one, get one free this year, the 2023 Crimson and White calendar. Actually be 2024, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's available right now. Buy one, get one free. So go check it out as they are available. So let me bring on our next guest as, again, our show is broadcasting from out here on the strip in Tuscaloosa. You're going to see people coming and going. But as we get ready for Alabama and Ole Miss, great to talk to our buddy Chris Coleman. Chris is from Unique Bar and, of course, the ColeMerica Podcast. What's up, dude?
Hey, how we doing today?
I'm doing well, man. How about you?
Ready for another game day.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Well, you got the good weather and you got a great matchup. Let's talk about this matchup. First off, Alabama struggled against South Florida, right?
Yeah.
What were your takeaways from that game?
Well, there were a lot of different things on that game. The O-line definitely, it didn't matter who the quarterback was. I think Simpson looked better. But I think that it didn't matter who the quarterback was till we fix the O-line issues or figure out, hey, we've got to keep a tight end or running back in to help them out. Then it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Now, Milroe's the starter. I think that's a good thing. I think this team is built to be a running team. We need to let him be a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we'd do that against Texas, and we didn't.
Right. Well, there's been so many issues. And you look at today's game, Lane Kiffin seems awful confident. And why not, right? Alabama's leading the country in sacks allowed, which is embarrassing.
But if there is one defensive coordinator in the country that can make Alabama's offense look good, it's Pete Golding.
Well, Pete Golding, much maligned Pete Golding. But look, his defense has gotten more sacks than any other team in the SEC. They're one of the best in the country. And then he's taking on this Alabama team that can't protect the quarterback, has been able to run the ball, throw the ball periodically. You know, there's so many issues. And then Lane Kiffin, you know, all the different stuff. He's, pointing at the defense of Alabama. Hey, Kevin Steele's not calling. It's actually T-Rob. It's Tavarius Robinson.
Saban had to squash that.
Right. Saban comes out and he answers it, which I don't think he should have done.
Yeah.
Then Kiffin, of course, doubles down. You know, he's got sources inside the program, right? And then, he puts out the Taylor Swift song, Castles Crumbling or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got that on there. You know, that's directed at Nick Saban.
Yeah,
then his dog's not coming because he's scared of the 5 stars.
Right.
And then you get into this matchup today, and everything is pointing towards Ole Miss except the odds are 7 for Alabama.
Right. Why? What does Vegas know that we don't know? What do we do when a line doesn't make sense to us? And I'll tell you every week what I like to do if you're out there, if you're gambling, before the odds come out, write down the games and write down what you would put the odds at. If I'm going to bet with a friend of mine, a friendly wager, what would I put it at? And then when they come out, see how far off you are.
Mm-hmm.
See how different it is. And when it doesn't make any sense and you can't figure out why, go with Vegas.
Yeah, go with Vegas. So you think that you feel like Alabama's going to cover the 7?
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. All right, we'll get back into that here in a second. So when Jalen Milroe was named the starting quarterback, do you think he's the guy that's ready to get Alabama back to being Alabama again? And I mean dominant and good and not committing penalties and not turning it over and being the type of team that the rest of the country fears playing?
I am in no way surprised Jalen Milroe is named the starting quarterback. And you hear rumors about reasons why he didn't play and all that last week, whatever. I'm not. He's been our best quarterback. We've been at our best when he's on the field.
Right.
He just has to stop turning the ball over. The surprise to me was Saban announcing it. Why? Why announce it on Monday?
Because I think it's about the turmoil in the building. I think he's trying to solidify that, hey, we're not playing this game anymore. It's time to back one guy. Mm-hmm. Look, I do a podcast. Let me throw a shout out to my man Jake Coker, the Elephant in the Room podcast, which is on Roll Tide Pods YouTube. We get together twice a week. He was the quarterback in 2015. Started, benched, came back, and won the job. And there's a story in Phil Savage's book about him going up to Saban's office and basically saying, "Hey, what's the deal here?" Right?
What's going on?
I think Saban learned from that and said it's an obvious choice.
Right.
I think it goes exactly the way that they got it lined up right now. Buchter doesn't belong on the team. You got Simpson, who's second. You got Milroe starting, and if Lonergan is as good as everybody says, then maybe he's pushing for playing time later on.
There you go. I agree with you on every bit of that. I was just surprised because I'm thinking of the same Nick Saban that when we played Louisville to start the season, he wouldn't announce between Tua and Jalen as if it mattered.
Yeah, right.
It was like, who do you want?
Yeah.
You pick our starting quarterback, But to me, it's not even all about Milroe, and I'm not putting this entire game on Milroe. I'm putting it on the O-line. If the O-line comes correct.
Definitely.
If the O-line comes correct, Alabama wins by 14. If they don't, well, we're 54-10-2 all time against Ole Miss.
I know, and they called it rivalry. I said this on one of my shows on Bama Tailgate Daily. This isn't a rivalry to Alabama. Now there's respect there. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely respect for Ole Miss. I love the Grove. I love going over there and the tradition and everything else. But they're not on the list of anything. When they were trying to figure out what rivalry games to keep, if they ended up,
this is not a rivalry.
This isn't even one that would even show up on any of our rivalry boards.
The only thing that the two schools really have in common is that both schools have the two largest percentage-wise Greek populations.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're the two biggest.
I thought you were going to say the best-looking.
Well, we do have
students.
that female student. They go hand in hand with that, buddy.
I'm giving them credit.
Let me tell you. They Ole Miss used to always put their fall break on when they played Alabama, and I know a lot of the bars. I'm here with the Unique, but I know a lot of the others, and I know some of Galette's biggest weekends. I mean, they've remodeled now, so they crush everything.
Now, yeah.
But some of their biggest numbers and stuff were Ole Miss weeks, not LSU or Tennessee, Auburn. Oh, because Ole Miss would be here, their students all week.
Yeah,
and that was the place.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so they've always traveled well to come here, and it's a fun fan base. It is an attractive fan base.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite of state.
Yeah. Well, you're from Meridian.
I am from Mississippi. I can say that. My older sister went to Southern Miss, so I was smart enough to get out of the state. Me and my younger sister came to Bama.
Yeah, no doubt.
We were the intelligent ones.
Guys, on the message board, those of you that are hanging out with us on our YouTube channel, Bama Tailgate, thank you. I see you, Bob. Roll Tide, Bama Gold. Roll Tide, everybody. JM12 Green saying that Auburn has the best looking students. Sorry. No. I don't think so.
See, here's the thing.
I would put Georgia in that mix, too.
Oh, well, yeah, but hold on. Auburn's attractive ones really stand out because of all they don't have a medium. It's either really attractive or
That's a look. I'm going to go ahead and say
you need a lot of Yinglings for some of those.
Our show's presented by Yingling Lager.
Yeah.
But look, don't make me laugh. You're getting me messed up.
Okay.
All right.
I've traveled to every SEC school.
Okay.
And I like going out in town. And on Friday night, I'll tell you, I go out in neutral clothing. I don't wear Alabama stuff because I just want to meet everybody. I'm not trying to have a fight, And then on Saturday, game day, then you're in the Alabama stuff.
Right.
And I've been fortunate enough to go to all of them. And Kentucky, you got to go during basketball season to see their real talent.
Really?
It comes out better then. Vanderbilt is really a difficult one to judge because you're in Nashville.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's like, they're probably not
You're
students.
starting to tell me everywhere is good.
No, not at all. Mississippi State, not good. Not good. Don't go there.
Tennessee's
I love Rick's.
pretty good
love Rick's. I love Rick's. It's a fun place. But no, I'm not going to.
All right, Coleman.
LSU's not good either.
That's Chris Coleman, Mick Gillispie. This is the Bama Football Tailgate Show, and we're hanging out with you on the Strip, getting you set for Alabama and Ole Miss. Look, Coleman, you're the most positive Bama guy I know. They lose. I see you put out on your podcast, on your social media. You're like a let's get him tomorrow type of guy.
I am the eternal optimist.
You are the eternal optimist. Why do you believe that after what you've seen this year, after Texas, after South Florida, whatever?
Yeah, South Florida.
I want to call them Southern Miss, but they're not as good as Southern Miss.
They're not as good.
What is it about this that is telling you to be optimistic? Just because it's hard for me sometimes to feel that way.
The defense.
Okay.
Our kicker, Nicholas Lou Saban. That's why we're optimistic.
But he's not the fiery Nick Saban.
No, he's not. I want him mad. I want him
angry.
Back. Well, he's a granddad now, so I'm going to blame Kristen on some of that.
What are we doing with this?
But no,
the nicest Nick Saban we've ever seen.
We got to get the fire.
When he got here, it was like there was an internal memo, apparently. Do you remember this? If you see me walking on the street, don't stop me. I don't want to talk to you.
Busy.
I'm busy, right? Like
I'm working. Now he's in Italy giving roll ties to everybody.
This guy is so nice now.
I know. And
I heard he was always nice.
He was always nice.
He just was busy.
It was just, and he would get really annoyed by the media because they didn't know what questions to ask and what not to ask. And someone would just try and push buttons, to get a reaction. But I think that you say I'm the eternal optimist, let me tell you, after we lost to Texas, you know what I did Sunday morning, first thing when I woke up?
Puked.
No. Pulled up.
Wait, you didn't get an early text?
I did not get an early text. But on Sundays, we're open by 11 a.m., so
I'm okay texting you.
You're okay texting early on Saturday game day and Sunday.
I'm an early bird.
9 a.m. on Friday.
I'm an early bird.
It's not good. I'm going to be here till Sunday. We close at 3 a.m.
Okay. Well, give me. I'm digressing you.
I'm going to tell you, the first thing I did when I got up that Sunday morning was I pulled up what the odds were to Alabama to win the national title.
Really? What was it?
Plus 2,600.
And you bought them.
I did.
You know why? About you.
You know why? Because I did not take us before the season. That's Nick Chichester. He owns Glory Bound and Hoppers. Two great places right across from us. Big time guy walking up. But I pulled up the odds because before the season we were plus 400. It made no sense. New start quarterback, lost a lot of the defense, new coordinators. I was like, I'm not taking those odds. Plus 2,600. I like those odds.
You like those odds.
And so I'll take them. And you know what? Last week, you're old. You were in school here when I was. Yeah, you're really old. Now, I wasn't here for 92.
I wasn't either.
Yeah, barely.
I'm friends with Jay Barker, though.
Right, yeah. Great guy.
Shout out to Jay.
92, what was the closest game we had? Southern Miss.
Yeah, but also.
Who you just referenced.
Louisiana Tech was a tough one,
Yeah, they were a tough one. And so it's okay to have a close game against the smaller school early in the season. It happens.
Well, they better get it in gear right now.
And listen, it's not just the media doubting Alabama. Our own fan base is doubting Alabama. Everybody. Right. Oh, we're done. This team we look like a high school team.
I never said that. I just said that it's the penalties, fan base. But it's the penalties. It's the not blocking. It's the line of scrimmage really concerns me. Both sides of the ball. You got to get pressure on the quarterback. I'd like to see some more blitzing, although I thought they did a really good job last week. But South Florida looked like a slower. They didn't have the
rain didn't help either.
Yeah, then the rain terrible. Don't ever put a Bama game back on ABC again.
Oh my gosh, awful. Hey, great news though for tomorrow. It's CBS. But not Gary.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah,
he's doing the whiteout game for Penn State. So you can have that on the second TV with no sound.
All right, Lane Kiffin versus Nick Saban.
Yeah, I love it. There could not be two more opposite human beings, much less coaches.
I think Nick hates him.
I don't.
I think
Nick loves and respects him because Lane is straight up with him.
Yeah, but I think he gets on his nerves. I think
he'll annoy him.
I think he feels like this guy. You know, I brought him back from the dead.
Yeah.
I basically gave him this the way that he exited Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
He cost us the 2016 championship.
Bad,
he runs his mouth all the time, but he's nice about Nick in interviews. And then all of a sudden he tweets out stuff about the dynasty
Nick doesn't
falling.
See most of that, right?
Well, somebody's telling him.
Sometimes
he sees all, knows all.
He's not
like
Jesus. He's Nick.
He's Jesus in football, despite what Jimbo says.
Yeah, despite Jimbo.
Okay. Well,
how's he doing, by the way?
Not too good right now.
Exactly.
All right.
Love it.
So but look, to be honest with you, I enjoy it too. I like the fact that he gives us something to talk about.
Right.
And the thing about it, guys, is that having covered him for so long, we know a lot more about Lane Kiffin than we're ever going to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot to know. Let me tell you that. He's
a funny guy.
And he's also left his footprints all over the place.
That is the nicest way to say that.
Just know that. And the fact that he makes me laugh is one of the reasons why I would never bury him.
You know what else he does? He gives us something else to talk about other than Dion for a few minutes.
You told me not to take Dion.
I did. Oh, no, take Oregon. Quack.
21 points.
21. Buy it down to 20.5. Don't be scared.
Oh, man. I see the message board popping off right now.
Look,
on the Bama Tailgate.
I love Dion. I like him. I think he's entertaining.
I think a couple times.
Speaking of people that have spoken very well about Saban in interviews.
Oh, yeah.
And
could he be coming here when Saban?
No, I don't think. No.
All right. Last question, because we're starting to kind of get to our 2-minute warning right now for us. What's the return of Pete Golding going to look like? You already took a shot at Pete Golding.
I'm going to take another shot at Pete Golding. Pete Golding's the reason their stats look so good right now have a lot to do with who they played. Now,
well, Tulane's good, but they had the backup quarterback,
right? And his like last year, the biggest knock on him all year from everybody was that he wouldn't blitz. Like he wouldn't send any help. It was the front four had to get there, and Ole Miss not good against the run, so that's what we're going to be able to run the ball on them. If we can run the ball successfully, that sets up the pass. I think that Pete Golding gets embarrassed.
Okay, we'll find out.
I think Alabama's offense, if there's one guy that can make it look good, it's Pete, and Pete's going to do it.
2:30 at Bryant Denny Stadium.
As long as the O-line comes correct.
Yeah, the O-line.
It's all on the O-line. Quit talking about the quarterbacks all over social media. It's annoying. Watch the game.
Right. You gotta tell me about Unique. What do you got going on over here?
Oh, we got so much going on right now. We have the NFL package, so every Sunday morning, open by 11 a.m. Right now, Thursday through Sunday morning, we have an NFL Pick'em, free to play. You come in, ask the bartender for the sheet, you just pick the winners. We also pick your lock of the week. If you get that right, triple points.
Whoa.
It's free to play. We give out prizes for the winners, and then we keep up with all of it all year. Super Bowl Sunday, big drawing, a lot of prizes.
So much fun.
The better you've done, the more you have. We do another Sunday pick'em. You have to be here on Sunday to get that sheet just for the Sunday night game. And we asked a lot of questions about that game. So a lot going on with that. MLB still going. Our beloved Cubbies won today. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to knock Atlanta off. It's going to be all kinds of fun. Did we not beat them during the regular season? Did we not win that?
There's this big series next week.
I just got you some ratings because everybody loves Atlanta around here except for me.
All right, Coleman. Well, thanks for coming on the show,
No,
brother. Thanks for hosting us, too.
Good luck with those death threats, by the way.
All right, coming up next, we're going to talk to Thom Abraham. We got Andrew Bone, and then the second hour of the show's jam-packed as well. More of the original Bama Tailgate Show coming up.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, Barry Buckner. It all adds up. Every time a Tuscaloosa Hyundai customer refers a friend or family member to come see us, we are truly grateful. I compare it to doubling a penny for 30 days. Believe it or not, by day 30, that one penny is over $5 million. Now that's adding up. I remind every Tuscaloosa Hyundai team member, it's only a satisfied customer who will give you a referral. That ultimate compliment earned by effort and excellence. And Tuscaloosa Hyundai has all the tools. A new vehicle lineup to meet any driving need. Premium pre-owned under 100,000 miles that we stand behind with our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty. Award-winning service, a company that values being named best of the best by our community. But above all, we are sincere in earning the trust that leads to a customer referral, and trust is priceless. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. Tuscaloosa Hyundai, corner of Skyland and Hargrove, TuscaloosaHyundai.com.
Hey, this is Reagan, owner of R&R Cigars, the Cigar Mansion in downtown Tuscaloosa, located at 2703 6th Street across from the Home 2 Suites. Come down to R&R and see why we're the ultimate cigar and bourbon experience. With over 165 bourbons and 5 private barrels, our selection of bourbon is unmatched. We have the best cocktails around, and our cigar selection is legendary. Our lounge and service are world-class. Come and experience the luxury of the mansion and see why it's a world-renowned cigar and spirits destination.
Check out Pawn Royale at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. The summer season is almost over. Time to go to Pawn Royale and find some amazing deals. Right now, our lawn and gardening inventory must go. That includes mowers, trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, you name it. Pawn Royale has deals on everything. Many items at cost or less. If you're in the market, come make a deal. That's Pawn Royale, 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Unique on the Strip. It's the best place to watch sports.
You're not even kidding. 11 TVs, NFL and MLB package, NHL, EPL, and so much more. If you want a game, they have it.
Now they're doing weekly NFL Pick'em, winners every Sunday, and grand prizes on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we haven't even mentioned the drink specials.
Of course they have daily drink specials. You can see them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unique T-Town every day.
Unique on the Strip. The best place to watch sports in Tuscaloosa.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big pots.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Back on the original Bama Tailgate Show with Thom Abraham. This segment, I'm Mick Gillispie, brought to you by our good friends at Visit Sevierville.
See yourself in Sevierville, Tennessee. Your Smokies start here.
Alabama against Ole Miss. That's a 2:30 kickoff at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And I'll tell you, it'd be a great time to go to the mountains and vacation if you're faint of heart, Tom, because all of a sudden this thing is what's going on in Tuscaloosa at 2:30, this football game. I know there's a lot of big games today, 6 games against top 25 teams, but this one takes the cake, and I got to give Lane Kiffin a lot of credit. He really hypes it up with his mouth. What do you think so far?
Well, if not now, when for Lane Kiffin? You know what I mean? When you think about his record against top 25 teams, 4-23, 5, I guess, if you count the Tulane win. So, he wins games. He doesn't win big games. And this is an opportunity to, if Ole Miss is going to take that step. 2 years ago, he told us to get our popcorn together. We did, and watched Alabama beat them by 20. Last year, they walked into LSU at 7-0 and got their head handed to them there, and then finished 8-5. So, this is the next opportunity he has to take it to the next level. And he takes it against an Alabama team that, Mick, a lot of Alabama fans were hoping that there would be a return to joyless murder ball. It might not be joyless murder ball. It might be survive and advance. This might be 1992 and Gene Stallings just win football games and get to the next week. But that's going to be the fascinating part about this for Alabama. I still think there's more about Alabama than it is about Ole Miss and Alabama getting their act together offensively.
You guys know Thom Abraham from 97.7 ESPN The Zone in Huntsville and the regular part of the Tailgate Show. He's also the host of the Thom Abraham Show every single day. And so he covers Alabama just like we do. And I'll tell you what, Tom, I can't figure out this team, this Alabama team yet, I guess because it's still evolving. What do you make of them?
Well, I make them a couple of things. One, I guess it really is a quarterback issue. I mean, that has been part of the deal here. I would like to see Tyler Simpson in a scenario where he was prepped all week as the starter and was in there from snap one. He threw two of the prettiest passes that we've seen thrown so far in the first 3 games of the season. And so we know that talent is there. He also took the 5 sacks that they gave up. And part of that, a little bit on him, more of that on the offensive line. I mean, I can't get beyond the fact that this offensive line, which was so hyped, has been so pedestrian. And I could accept it if I say, well, pass pro is an issue. They're 350-pound guys. Maybe they're not as agile. There's not as much agility as you would think. But they also haven't been great in the run game. They're not rolling off the ball and blowing people away in the run game. I mean, we did see a couple of nice runs there, Rodell Williams doing some things and so on. So I think the deal is that if you're going to have an offensive line that sometimes struggles in pass pro, you might want to have a quarterback back there that is big, strong, and physical, and that can move around a little bit. I also think there's a big target right now on Tommy Rees. I mean, the play calling is so predictable, and he needs to help them out a little bit with some misdirection, some more motions, some shifting, things like that. And if you're going to go with Jalen Milroe, and I'm fine with that, if that's the guy that they want to go with, that's fine. It's just you better put that round peg in a round hole now. Put him on the perimeter, call some called runs for him, that type of stuff, and let's see what he can do, because he is a game wrecker under the right circumstances. I just don't think they put him in the right circumstances yet.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. That the players had a meeting, a players-only meeting after the performance on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what happens there. And Josh from Late Kick, 24/7 Sports, a guy I respect. I like his show. I think he does a great job. He's got good sources. Nice person. Came out and said, "Hey, I don't think that Alabama. I think that players maybe purposely took plays off because they weren't happy with the quarterback, and the fact that it wasn't Milroe. That worries me, Tom. If that's true, then this Alabama team could end up like the year 2000, which is the last time I ever heard anything coming out of Alabama's locker room like this. And you remember how that season went.
I don't think it didn't end up like that because of the guy on the sideline in the golf shirt. I think that would be, that's totally preventable. That kind of talk, though, is very dangerous. I mean, there's no doubt about it, up to and including this concept of, Jaden Proctor gives away a sack and where he doesn't even get the guy's flag. I mean, the guy goes by him like it's nothing, sacks Tyler Simpson, and Proctor walks away, doesn't even stick a hand out to help his quarterback up. I don't like the implications about that and people, what they were saying about that. I don't think it's true either. I think he's an 18-year-old kid that got beat like a rented mule and wasn't even thinking about, he wasn't even processing, I better help, Tyler Simpson up. I don't think any of that's in play. I am skeptical of players only meetings. What does that mean? I mean, players, they can meet anytime they want. They're together all the time. Right. They got the locker room to themselves all the time. The coaches have the coaches' locker room usually, and so they've got their time together all the time. I don't know what that means. What happens if they don't play well in the next couple of weeks? You have another players' meeting? I mean, where are you going with this thing? So I just think if there is an issue there's a leadership issue. Somebody has to step up and fill that hole that Will Anderson particularly had. So we'll see, where that is. But, winning cures everything, right? And, they go out there and they take care of business today, and it's a whole different animal. We'll see. They better figure out a way to stop Jackson Dart from hurting them with his legs. That's the thing. In the game itself, that's what scares me a little bit is you got a guy in Jackson Dart who ran for 130 some odd yards against Georgia Tech. I know that's Georgia Tech, but still, you know how Alabama sometimes struggles with these mobile quarterbacks, and that's the wild card. If Dart can get loose, that could be problematic for the Tide because I don't think they can go out there and score 30 points against anybody. Well, they did against Middle Tennessee, but I don't think that, they don't want to get into a shootout, with this Ole Miss team. I think they want to control this game a little bit and, win a game that's a 28-17 type of football game.
Lane Kiffin, he implies that Alabama's defensive coordinator isn't really the defensive coordinator, doubles down on that. And then he tweets out the Taylor Swift song about, castles crumbling and dynasties falling. Obviously, that's pointed at Nick Saban in Alabama. Is there anything that this guy won't say? And does anything ever surprise you when it comes to Lane Kiffin?
Did you see his dog? Juice isn't making the trip apparently, and apparently there was a quote attributed to Juice Kiffin, the dog, that said, "Wait a minute, they got 18 5-stars and we've got 1. I'm not going." and then Lane scolds the dog for being weak. It's fine, it's fine. I still think he's got his eye on that gig, so he's got to be. Well, he's got to walk a little bit of a fine line here. It's fun though. It doesn't hurt anything. The comments that were made, I mean, look, he's got Pete Golding in there. They certainly made some comments about the defense that, and Nick Saban addressed it, had to address it. So anytime you get a head coach having to address a rumor like that, you win a little bit, I guess. I do believe what Nick Saban said. They're just changing the way they call the way they signal in the defense and so on. But I'm good with Kiffin. He just if he wants to be seen as a big game coach, got to start winning a few games like this. Hopefully not this weekend, though.
I give him credit. I mean, he talks so much smack, and then when he loses, everyone forgets about it. I mean, the popcorn comment was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen a head coach do, and then go out there and get his butt whooped. But you know what? The other 3 games, the one at Tennessee, and then the 2 sandwich games in between that one, his teams played very, very good football. They had a chance to win last year. They obviously didn't win it. I just have this feeling that when you say things like that and you provoke a team to get together and have like a common opponent that's not each other, I think that's going to help Alabama. I feel like this could be just the medicine that the Crimson Tide need with what could be a divided locker room. Obviously, they haven't played like they expected to, and everyone kind of starting to doubt Nick Saban.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Do they really for their coach and so on? I thought that going into Texas. So everything's off the table for me now. I thought going into Texas that there was so much chatter about how Texas beat them last year and they just, didn't win on the scoreboard and the penalties and the quarterback getting hurt and all that stuff. I thought Alabama would go scorched earth. So now at this point in time, the way that went, obviously, was nowhere near that. So I don't know what to believe right now. All I hope for the sake of Alabama is that at 6:00 this afternoon, they're 3-1 and just move along. And I don't even care what the score. I don't care if they win by a field goal. I don't care if they win by 1. I'm not putting money on the game -6.5. So I just want to see them come out of it with a win and move forward.
How pivotal is this game for the program?
Huge. It's huge for this season because if you lose this game, then you think is 8-4 in play, and that's mind-boggling to even consider, that kind of a season for them. So I think that it's a very, very big game, more for the season than the program. I mean, they got another great group of freshmen that have come in as well. But I think this is obviously a very, very. Every one of these types of games are elimination games for them in terms of in the playoffs. So I think that's the only thing is they need to be 1-0 this week. And not be eliminated, because certainly a loss eliminates them from any contention, for being a national champion. And that's the only standard that Alabama has.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Thom, quickly, just your final thoughts on Alabama and Ole Miss, and then tell everyone how they can catch your show every day.
I think the Tide win it. I think defensively we see another great effort. I'm going to say it's something like a 27-17-ish type game, 27-21, something like that. And I think they get the win. And of course, you can follow me on X at Thom Abraham Show. And then, of course, every day, noon to 2, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Get the app, and you can listen there. You can listen to this show there every Saturday as well on the app.
Yeah, great show, great app as well. I've listened quite a few times. And guys, don't forget, this show is brought to you by Visit Sevierville, visit the Smoky Mountains. Now is the time to get up there and take one of the 4 self-guided tours, driving you through the back roads and highlight historical points of interest and beautiful fall views. You can find maps and videos and make your plans at visitsevierville.com/fall. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Andrew Bone. He's our recruiting expert. He's been our recruiting expert for a long, long time. You guys know him from Bama Online and On3, the On3 Sports Network. Alabama and Ole Miss. We're previewing it on the original Bama Tailgate Show. More right after this.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yuengling, bring the goods.
Autumn brings vivid colors to the back roads and hollows of Sevierville, Tennessee. Wind your way to quaint country churches, a historic covered bridge, and even a pick-your-own apple orchard. This fall, the best views are yours on Sevierville's Rocky Flats Fall Driving Tour. Learn more and find additional fall drives to enjoy at visitsevierville.com/fall.
Immerse yourself in the continuing dynasty of Alabama football with The Legacy Continues, a visually striking image from artist Daniel A. Moore. This sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting, The Crimson Legacy, features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. Pre-order The Legacy Continues now at danielmooreart.com.
Hey y'all, it's Jennifer from the Floribama, and we're excited that football is back. The Floribama is proud to support Alabama football, and we invite you to join us at Floribama Ole River Grill for a game day experience like no other. We have over 40 TVs and a brand new game day menu that includes endless wings, Santa Fe egg rolls, street corn nachos, and so much more. Bring your friends and join us for all the college and NFL games. Floribama's Ole River Grill, open at 11 a.m. daily, right across the street from the world-famous Floribama.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You've heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. PG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Tuscaloosa is Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big pot.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
You guys know by that band music that it is time for the original Bama Tailgate Show, and we talk to you and preview Alabama football every single Saturday, and we've been doing that for a long time, and now it's talking about a long time. Time to bring on the guru of recruiting from On3 and Bama Online, our longtime good buddy, Andrew Bone. Let me remind you guys, too, that this segment is brought to you by Tuscaloosa Hyundai. Let's take a drive around recruiting with Andrew Bone. Bone, what's up, brother? How you been?
Been good. Just ready to see what Alabama's going to be able to do against Ole Miss.
You look nervous, Bone. Don't be nervous. These big games, Saban has found a way to take care of business. And 2:30 today at Bryant-Denny Stadium, big showdown, but I think Alabama's going to be all right.
Listen, I'm never nervous. I went through the Shula years while I was in college. I'm never nervous about a game anymore. Back in 2005, 2006, I thought Alabama was going to win every game. I was like, oh, okay, Shula, it's his, third year. He's finally going to do something. They went, I think it was that 2005 season. They went 10-2. Thought things were starting to turn around, but clearly they did not. And it was a rough college experience besides that special 25 season and the Cotton Bowl win. So going into each season with Nick Saban, it's been a lot different. So never nervous, just more antsy, I guess. Just what's going to happen.
Ready to get out there and kick it off. Well, let's talk recruiting. Yeah, look, just relax. I was there in the Shula days with you. I go back to DeBose. Be glad that you weren't there for that. So look, let's get into this though. Recruiting wise, how are things going for Nick Saban in Alabama? Even though it's a very turbulent 2-1 start so far this year.
I say that I've said this a few times this week on the radio that, recruits don't really look at, wins and losses. They don't really care that much about it. They're not going to care as much as fans, as coaches, as players. They just don't really, really care much at all about that. They're going to these different schools on, game weekends. They're enjoying the experience. They're soaking it in. Obviously, they love being around, all the different fans and, hearing their names screamed out, and some are even going to sign autographs for kids. Maybe even some grownups might even get some autographs from some of these from some of these 5-star recruits that are on campus, but nobody really cares as far as, are they winning? Are they losing? They're just going to having a good time. Alabama currently sitting with the number 4 recruiting class in the country, according to On3 Sports. We've got the number 1 quarterback recruit in the country, Julian Sain. Julian's actually going to be in Tuscaloosa today. He arrived yesterday for his official visit. Be in town throughout the weekend. So good to get Julian back on campus. And we had a great interview with him on Bama Online this week. He really kind of broke things down, talked about the quarterback situation, talked about the offense, talked about recent conversations with Nick Saban and Tommy Rees. But I think the biggest takeaway with Julian is he's a solid commitment. He's not looking at any other programs, not talking to any other programs. He's arriving at Alabama in January, actually in December. So he's going to get there for bowl practices and really excited about the future. Talked about the 2023 class, talked about this 2024 class that he's in, but also talked about 2025 where they have a couple of elite wide receivers in Ryan Williams and Jamie French. So the future is pretty bright in Tuscaloosa with Julian Sain and this freshman group, the guys that they have coming in, even in next year's class. So I think that with Julian being in town, he's going to be around some other commitments. There's a few targets that are on campus today, including Daniel Hill, 4-star running back out of Meridian High School in Mississippi, one of Alabama's top remaining offensive targets. There's not a lot of recruits that are still out there on the board for Alabama. You look at the class right now, 20 commitments. how many more are they going to sign? Not going to be a class where we see, 29, 30 players. We're going to see probably 25, 26. So not a lot of spots remaining. What are the key areas of need for Alabama? Well, they need to get a running back. They need to get an offensive tackle, which Jordan Seaton is at the top of their wish list, and he's going to be at the top of their wish list until the early signing period. That's when he's going to make that decision. Defensive line. Can you get one or two more defensive linemen? I think that's definitely going to be a priority for Alabama, getting two more. I think one more is certainly an area that they have to get, but can they get two? I think it's very, very possible. Linebacker, they'd love to get another edge player in this class. Solomon Williams out of Tampa remains at the top of their wish list. He's going to make a decision probably around October the 16th. So if they can get him on board, really the main focus on the defensive side of the ball will be on the defensive front, because they've got 6 defensive back commitments. They've got some great linebacker commits, got 2 defensive line commitments. But if they can get Solomon Williams on board, get a couple more defensive linemen, they're going to be all right. Alabama recruiting not really going to slow down at all. This guys, you might have a few bumps in the road during the during the football season. Things are still going well. There's not anybody on any of its current commitments on flip watch. There's a few that are still considering visits elsewhere. We saw Jeremiah Beeman, defensive lineman, took a visit to Colorado last weekend. Plans on taking another visit to Colorado. Not really that concerned about Colorado with Beeman. Family didn't even go with him on the trip. Now they might go on the official visit with him, but they've been to Tuscaloosa just so many times. I think there's a strong comfort feeling down there. Jameer Grimsley, who's an Alabama defensive back commitment, top 100 out of Tampa. Now this is a kid that grew up in a Florida household. Florida obviously had their big win against Tennessee last weekend, but he says he's 100% solid with this. They're still pushing for him, but in the end, I think Alabama's in pretty good shape there. So you keep the guys that you have on your commitment list. You potentially add a couple more pieces over the course of the next 3 months. You got an outstanding class on top of what you signed in 2023, and then great start already in the 2025 class with 6 commits already, which is crazy to me, because it seems like every single year we go into the next recruiting cycle after the early signing period with only 1 or 2 commitments, and people are wondering, well, when are we going to start seeing commitments? Well, Alabama's already up to 6 in this 2025 class, so they're off to a really great start.
Always love hanging out with Andrew Bone, and we've done it on the original Bama Tailgate Show for years. 2:30 Alabama and Ole Miss today, number 13 against number 15. Julian saying, I guess the big news is he's going to be in town, and a lot of people feel like he's going to be the next star quarterback. But Jalen Milroe is going to try to be the next star quarterback. We'll see if he can do that as Alabama starter. Bone, tell everyone what you got going on with the On3 Sports Network and Bama Online.
Yeah, go check us out, BamaOnline.com. We're not just a recruiting website. We're a team website. Got a lot of great team coverage on there with Clint Lamb, Jimmy Stein, Travis Ryer, Charlie Potter, and then on the recruiting side, you got myself, Joseph Hastings, who goes out and sees kids and does a lot of interviews, but and then guy that makes it all tick, Tim Watts. So we have a great team over there. Go check us out. I call it elite coverage on the Alabama football. Well, not just football. We're basketball, baseball. We cover it all. So go check us out, BamaOnline.com.
All right, and this segment is presented by Tuscaloosa Hyundai, the Elantra, the Sinatra, or an SUV like the Tucson. Tailgating doesn't get any better. That's the first hour of the Tailgate Show. We'll come back. More Bama Tailgate Show. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, Roll Tide, everybody, and across the state of Alabama and Pensacola listening on radio, we got the second hour, and it is coming up right after this.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, Barry Buckner. It all adds up. Every time a Tuscaloosa Hyundai customer refers a friend or family member to come see us, we are truly grateful. I compare it to doubling a penny for 30 days. Believe it or not, by day 30, that one penny is over $5 million. Now that's adding up. I remind every Tuscaloosa Hyundai team member, it's only a satisfied customer who will give you a referral. That ultimate compliment earned by effort and excellence. And Tuscaloosa Hyundai has all the tools. A new vehicle lineup to meet any driving need. Premium pre-owned under 100,000 miles that we stand behind with our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty. Award-winning service, a company that values being named best of the best by our community. But above all, we are sincere in earning the trust that leads to a customer referral. And trust is priceless. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. Tuscaloosa Hyundai, corner of Skyland and Hargrove, TuscaloosaHyundai.com.
Hey, this is Reagan, owner of R&R Cigars, the Cigar Mansion in downtown Tuscaloosa, located at 2703 6th Street across from the Home 2 Suites. Come down to R&R and see why we're the ultimate cigar and bourbon experience. With over 165 bourbons and 5 private barrels, our selection of bourbon is unmatched. We have the best cocktails around, and our cigar selection is legendary. Our lounge and service are world-class. Come and experience the luxury of the mansion and see why it's a world-renowned cigar and spirits destination.
Check out Pawn Royale at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. The summer season is almost over. Time to go to Pawn Royale and find some amazing deals. Right now, our lawn and gardening inventory must go. That includes mowers, trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, you name it. Pawn Royale has deals on everything. Many items at cost or less. If you're in the market, come make a deal. That's Pawn Royale, 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You've heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Unique on the Strip. It's the best place to watch sports.
You're not even kidding. 11 TVs, NFL and MLB package, NHL, EPL, and so much more. If you want a game, they have it.
Now they're doing weekly NFL Pick'em, winners every Sunday, and grand prizes on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we haven't even mentioned the drink specials.
Of course they have daily drink specials. You can see them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unique T-Town every day.
Unique on the Strip. The best place to watch sports in Tuscaloosa.
This is my great escape.
Where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big pot.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Welcome back to the original Bama Football Tailgate Show, and we start the second hour of the show, and we appreciate all of you guys being with us and hanging out. Our championship drive is brought to you by Genesis of Tuscaloosa, and we're going to talk to our good friend from Pearl River Resort, Ryan Griffin, about all the great stuff going on over there. But let me tell you that 2:30, it's going to be Alabama and Ole Miss. This is a really, really big game, and a lot of people are betting on this game, and we're going to talk about that next segment like we do each and every week. And I'm sure Pearl River Resort has seen that line go one way or the other. It was 7 and then 6.5. I'm keeping it at 7 for the show, but great to see you. You look fantastic.
Man, it's great to be here. Lovely.
Perfect weather.
Excited to be here back here in Tuscaloosa. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. I don't know. You know, this is kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, right. So what's going on at Pearl River Resort? How has the betting been so far for this one?
So for this one, you know, we love Alabama football, Pearl River Resort.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always going to be Roll Tide.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Even though you're in Choctaw, Mississippi, still, I get a really great Alabama vibe in there. The Timeout Sports Lounge.
You've been there multiple
many times, man. But you go in there and watch the games, and you can put the money on the games and watch, and you got all the other games that are on the different video, you know, on all the 20 TVs with all the major sports networks and the 12 state-of-the-art odds wager boards and everything else. It's fun. But it's a good atmosphere,
Dude,
too.
It's great. Yeah, of course. I mean, we have multiple games, multiple times, multiple, you know, turnovers. So the room is incredible. Enjoy the game. Bring your friends. Play golf. Play, you know, put some bets on some games. And just enjoy a nice Saturday of football, right?
What's the best way to watch football at the Timeout Sports Lounge?
The best way?
Yeah.
Go throw down some money on your favorite team. Mm-hmm. Go over to the diner counter. Get your hot dog or your hamburger or your pizza or, you know, whatever food item that sparks your fancy.
Right. Great food over there. Mama and Them's. You can go to Mama and Them's.
Yeah.
Talking with Ryan Griffin from Pearl River Resort and a great partner of the show and a great time of the year to get over to Pearl River too, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's great things to do right now. So right now we've got, you know, you go to the sports book, you bet $50 and you can get a round of golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $30.
Oh, wow. And it's a beautiful golf course too. I mean, they call it the Augusta. You can play a Pearl in Mississippi for golf.
Definitely. One of the top 100 courses in the country you can play.
Amazing. So you got to work really hard, the groundskeepers, and with the weather that it gets so hot, to keep the course looking like that's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, you know, you book your tee time, you go out there, you're the only people on the course.
Right.
You don't know anybody, you don't hear anything. It's just a wonderful time of solitude. Enjoy the golf.
I'm loving
Go
it.
back to the resort. You know, play your sports book, you know, your table games, slot machines, poker room, hit the spa if you want a massage.
Yeah, I'm coming back. I haven't been there.
It has been a minute.
I know. All the stuff you're telling me, I'm just telling you, like, seriously, I need to get back over there.
And
I miss it, everything now. Where can people find information on Pearl River Resort?
PearlRiverResort.com.
Golden Moon Casino.
PearlRiverResort.com. Of course, we have PRsports.com. That will get you to the app, to our sportsbook app, and you can check all our lines and everything right there, and then place your favorite bets when you come on property as well.
Awesome. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk with Kenny White from out in Vegas. He's our sharp. Reagan, I'm 1-8 right now on the picks. So we're going to do that segment when we come back. But I want to tell you that the original Bama Football Tailgate Show is brought to you by Pearl River Resort in Choctaw. And now's a great time to make your picks count at the Timeout Sports Lounge and Sportsbook. It's located at the Golden Moon Hotel and Casino, and they offer traditional sports betting in which guests can bet on all professional sports and major collegiate sporting events. Bet on your favorite teams. Catch the game from the comfort of the Timeout Lounge, which is fantastic. 20 TVs with all the major games. And when a big game comes on, they merge all the TVs into one. So it's like a whole wall of TVs, 12 state-of-the-art wager boards and everything else. Ryan, awesome hanging out with you, man.
Thank you, Mick. Enjoyed it.
Keep hanging.
Yes, sir.
Great to see you. When we come back, we're going to make those bets. Maybe this is the week I get off the snide. It's hard to go 1-8.
It is
I'm just
tough.
telling you that right now.
It is tough.
It is really hard to go 1-8, but I've done that. That means I've had 2-0 for 3 weeks. And honestly, I don't even know if these pictures
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You've heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Hey y'all, it's Jennifer from the Floribama, and it's time for Floribama Fun Facts. The Floribama first opened in 1964, and we're celebrating our 59th year of doing it on the line. We host over 150 events every year, including Mullet Toss, Oktoberfest, Halloween Costume Party, Frank Brown Songwriters, Thanksgiving and Christmas Potluck, the biggest New Year's Eve party, and of course, the Polar Bear Plunge on January 1st. All the events, including our live music schedule, are available online at floribama.com.
Immerse yourself in the continuing dynasty of Alabama football with The Legacy Continues, a visually striking image from artist Daniel A. Moore. This sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting, The Crimson Legacy, features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. Pre-order The Legacy Continues now at danielmooreart.com.
Yingling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yingling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yingling, bring the goods.
R&R Cigars invites you to the Cigar Mansion in downtown Tuscaloosa. The best cigar selection and bourbon in the Southeast awaits you. 2703 6th Street, downtown Tuscaloosa, near Home 2 Suites, or Northport, next to Winn-Dixie. TheCigarMansion.com.
See yourself in Sevierville, Tennessee. Your Smokies start here.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big pots.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Welcome back to the original Bama Tailgate Show as we hang out with you here on a day where we try to get ready for Alabama and Ole Miss 2:30 kickoff. And we appreciate all of you guys being here and being part of the show like you are every Saturday. And I want to remind you guys, too, that this segment is brought to you by the great people at Pearl River Resort. It's our little slice of Vegas right here in Alabama. Well, it's actually in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and Choctaw, Mississippi, but it's not far, less than 2 hours, really about an hour and a half away. They've got the new Timeout Sports Lounge over there where you can go make your bets, make your picks count. And you want to watch this segment, maybe we can help you make better picks. I wouldn't pick me, though, and I'm going to show you why in a second. But great to have Reagan from R&R Cigar and Kenny, the Wizard of Odds from out in Vegas, and you know him from the Kenny White Power Ratings. All right, guys, let me show this first. Let me just go ahead and throw that on the screen so that you guys get a good look at that. Reagan and Kenny, you guys are 5-4. And there I am at the bottom. This is the worst start I've ever had in picking games. I'm 1-8. So I'm hoping that this is the week that I start an incredible comeback against you guys. And I'm looking forward to picking just because of that. Or maybe I shouldn't be. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. You guys are tied for first. And then here I am. I'm kind of intrigued by this first game, Kenny, and I'm going to let you go first because you absolutely nailed the Colorado State game. You had your reasons. You said that you thought that Colorado State would hang. You liked the over in that one, and that's exactly what happened. It was an overtime game. Colorado State had a chance to win, but Dion and crew ended up winning. So this week, Colorado is visiting Oregon. Bo Nix, Reagan's buddy, 21 is the spread on this one. Kenny, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, a bonus pick for you. You just mentioned it last week. Colorado State they played their hearts out and have no idea why, but the head coach doesn't go for two to win the game in the first overtime. I no idea. It baffled me, and I knew it was over for them at that point, but they were one play away from beating Colorado, the biggest story in college football, and they have to travel all the way to Tennessee, and they play Middle Tennessee this week. So lay the points at Middle Tennessee. I don't think Colorado State shows up in that game, especially they start conference next week. Mm-hmm. Colorado at Oregon, everybody's waiting for it. The total's in the 70s. Colorado plays fast. Shedeur Sanders has been tremendous. Everything that we've talked about, top 10 quarterback. And Oregon is putting up big numbers. Travis Hunter, I think his being out of this game is going to hurt more on the defensive end than on the offensive side. They've got so many weapons. They got a lot of good wide receivers. I think he's worth 2 points on defense and only 1 on offense. So it is a 3-point drop-off. I'm taking the 21 with Colorado. I think these high-scoring football games like this, with Shedeur Sanders, got a great chance if we're down late for a backdoor cover for him to punch one in the end zone. So give it the points with the Buffs.
All right, let's bring out Reagan, R&R Cigar. Reagan, you've had a great start to the season. I know you want some good entrance music like Pink Floyd or Enter Sandman. Unfortunately, on YouTube, you're not allowed to play that without the licensing. So what I can tell you is that I've been impressed by your pick so far, Colorado at Oregon. What do you think?
I'm an impressive guy. What do you want me to say? I think that the 71, I think Oregon hits it on by themselves. I don't even think Colorado's got a play offense for the 71. I think Oregon blows them out of the water. And look, I get it. Deion Sanders has reinvented coaching. They're talking about, no coach has attention to detail like Deion Sanders. I've never heard of a coach playing noise during their practices to simulate the crowd involvement of Oregon Stadium. And they write these pieces about Deion. He walks on water. He feeds 5,000. He plays noise at practice. He uses regulation footballs at practice because of his attention to detail. It's insane. And then you got death threats over a penalty. I mean, the Deion cult is one of the worst things about college football right now. It's terrible. And I want it to end. And I believe that it ends this week when Colorado gets their whooped by dang right there by Oregon. As a good dad, I can spot a bad dad anywhere, okay? I'm a good father. Bo Nix, not a good father. But I think that gives him an edge because Deion's a good father. I think that this week, unfortunately, the bad fathers win, and Oregon puts the hurt on Deion.
All right, Reagan. He's been riding the Bo Nix as a bad dad, and we'll find out if he's a good quarterback or not against Colorado. Look, Reagan, when this line opened up, it was 14.5 in favor of the Ducks at FanDuel, and now it's up to -21. Right? I don't think they really know like what to take of Colorado, other than they don't expect the team to be as good as they've been. But then Colorado goes out there, all the excitement, and for 3 games, they've been one of the big stories in college football. Bo Nix did a great job in Lubbock a couple weeks ago against Texas Tech. He had 359 passing yards, and he's about 300 for the season. I love the way that they play the football game, too. I know Oregon's going to win, but is it going to be by 21 or more? Kenny, I'm going with you. I just like the 21. I know Travis Hunter's out for a while, and that's definitely not going to help the cause for Colorado. But even after that physical football game last week, I think that they'll come in and hang in enough to not be blown out by 21. I don't think that they're going to win the football game, but give me the 21 and Deion. All right, second game, Reagan, you're up first. It's OSU, which should be Ohio State against Notre Dame. Sam Hartman. It's a 3-point spread for the Irish at home. They're getting 3. What do you think?
This one's a tough one. I'm not a big fan of either team. Notre Dame seems to have improved a little bit on offense this year, which is a wild coincidence. Wonder what changed.
Is that a shot at Tommy Rees?
I just noticed that there was a big change on offense at Notre Dame. And it's what a wild coincidence. I don't know what could have happened. But all that being said, I like the Buckeyes to beat the Catholics. Yeah.
All right, Kenny, I'm going to go second and then I'll let you go third just to kind of mix it up. Notre Dame, number 9 in the country, 4-0. Ohio State, number 4 in the country. They're 3-0. This is one of the biggest games that's ever been played at Notre Dame Stadium here in the recent future, in the recent past, right? I mean, we haven't seen Notre Dame play Ohio State. Notre Dame used to be the face of college football. I remember as a kid, you had to watch Notre Dame every week. And even when they're good, no one really takes them that seriously. But then Sam Hartman transferred from Wake Forest, and I thought that it was going to make a difference, and it has made a difference. Last week against Central Michigan, I didn't feel like they really showed a whole lot, but it was a 41-17 win. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He just gets the job done. There's just a confidence about him. This year's been so topsy-turvy. I'm taking the home dog. I should have just done that. If I would have just done that last week, I would be 2-7 instead of 1-8. But I took Tennessee, Kenny.
Well, hey, Mick, I'm glad you're on my sides. We know you're overdue. We've seen your picks before. We know you got winners coming. I'm on Notre Dame as well. You know, you have a 24, 25-year-old quarterback with as much experience as Sam Hartman has, and now he's got games under his belt. They've got continuity. They've got the timing down. Notre Dame's for real. Ohio State obviously is too. It's going to be a great game. But, yeah, give me the home dog plus 3 points. I think they got a great chance to win this game. I think it's a coin flip football game. So getting 3, I think, is a lot of value at Notre Dame.
Yeah, and look, Sam Hartman isn't transferring to Alabama to lose these games. You know, he expects he didn't transfer to Notre Dame to lose these games.
Wouldn't have minded having him in Alabama.
It would have been nice to have him in Alabama. All right, I'll start this last one off. Ole Miss at Alabama. It's a 7-point spread. I think Alabama's going to win. I just am going to take Ole Miss in the 7 points, and I'm going to tell you why. 3 of the last 4 times these teams have played, it's come down to the end, and I feel like that could reasonably happen with Alabama winning this football game. Bama has some issues. You know that. You know about the quarterback situation You know about the offensive line. You know that they haven't had the pass rush, all that stuff. But even in that 17-3 win that the Alabama Crimson Tide had at South Florida last week, they still found a way to get it done. Jackson Dart, though, has been so good. 251 yards throwing against the Yellow Jackets. He ran for over 100 yards. He's got some targets. Ulysses Bentley's been really good. Of course, you know about Judkins and all that. I think that Alabama's eventually going to take over on the ground. I think this is the week that Bama gets it figured out. And I'm taking Alabama to win, but I'm taking Ole Miss to cover. All right, Reagan, you go now.
Look, what am I going to do? Get on this show and not pick Alabama? I mean, if I'd stopped picking Alabama, I would have been like 6-1.
You're blaming Alabama for the losses.
I'm just saying that's 2 of the 4. So I would have been 7-2. I mean, look, but what am I going to do? Get on your show, get on the Bama Tailgate Show, and then not take Alabama? I mean, come on. Look, I still think Dylan Lonergans is the best quarterback on the roster. I wish he would get off the scout team / number 3. I want to see him start. He's not, but we're going to have Milroe this week. I think the big question comes down to, did Tommy Rees learn anything from the Texas game and from the USF game? Does he, if he runs the things he ran with Simpson for Milroe, I think that this game is a blowout for Alabama. If he starts bringing in the 2 tight end sets, if he starts running out the 12 personnel, if he starts running stuff not just from the shotgun, if he starts running the pistol, if we do some slants and some screens, I think the keys to success are the plays that you ran with Ty Simpson last week. And I think that it's about time. I've never seen an Alabama team look flat under Nick Saban for 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
I know Nick Saban is pissed about Lane's offense this week.
No doubt.
And all of that to say, I think Alabama beats them 24 to probably 14.
So they cover. All right, Tell us what you got going on at R&R.
Well, as always, college football all day, every day, just about. I mean, we have football, I think, from now on until November. There's football on every single day because we got Tuesday night games coming up. And so we're here. We're watching football. We got some great games tonight. It's going to be a fun day. NFL Sunday Ticket tomorrow. And we're going to have a great time hanging out at the mansion with all of our 150 bourbons and 80 beers.
It's going to be fun, man. I will see you after the show. All right, let me bring Kenny on. Kenny, you give us your Ole Miss Alabama pick, and then I want you to tell everyone about the power ratings.
Yeah, thanks, Mick. And I'm going with Bama. Last week I should have never picked Bama. That was such a sandwich spot, playing South Florida, coming off the loss with Mississippi on deck. They all know the rivalry there with Lane Kiffin. So this line looks just so low. It's 7. I bet Alabama's home field worth 6 points. It's an intimidating place to play. It's loud. You can't tell me Bama's only 1 point better than Mississippi. They've got 10 guys on this roster that will be drafted in the NFL next year. Mississippi's got 4 or 5. So big difference in talent, like Milroe back. Going back to the Notre Dame game, Reagan's 100% correct. Notre Dame's offense has gotten better without Tommy Rees, and Alabama's has gone down. So they got to figure something out.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what you meant. So
no, I didn't say it. Not coming back on Reagan. Not Cigar Man being bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, cheater.
Yeah, we see you.
So, I think Bama's got the better players. I think they're going to come out inspired. I think they come out and they play a great game. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I made the game 12. That's my power ratings, what the game says. And you want those power ratings, go to Kenny White Sports. $20 a month gets you college football power ratings, the NFL power ratings, and Major League Baseball projections every day. So big, easy way. You don't have to buy picks from anybody. Just get the power ratings, check my line to what betting line is. You decide yourself what plays that you want to make each and every week. So I got some really good plays this week on the sheet. You just got to figure them out by what the betting line is. But best value in sports, KennyWhiteSports.com. Power ratings, $20 a month.
All right, guys. Well, it was fun. Let me say that again.
Thanks, Mick.
A great segment, guys. More with the Bama Football Tailgate Show coming at you right after this.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, Barry Buckner. It all adds up. Every time a Tuscaloosa Hyundai customer refers a friend or family member to come see us, we are truly grateful. I compare it to doubling a penny for 30 days. Believe it or not, by day 30, that one penny is over $5 million. Now that's adding up. I remind every Tuscaloosa Hyundai team member, it's only a satisfied customer who will give you a referral. That ultimate compliment earned by effort and excellence. And Tuscaloosa Hyundai has all the tools. A new vehicle lineup to meet any driving need. Premium pre-owned under 100,000 miles that we stand behind with our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty. Award-winning service, a company that values being named best of the best by our community. But above all, we are sincere in earning the trust that leads to a customer referral. And trust is priceless. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. Tuscaloosa Hyundai, corner of Skyland and Hargrove, TuscaloosaHyundai.com.
Hey, this is Reagan, owner of R&R Cigars, the Cigar Mansion in downtown Tuscaloosa, located at 2703 6th Street across from the Home 2 Suites. Come down to R&R and see why we're the ultimate cigar and bourbon experience. With over 165 bourbons and 5 private barrels, our selection of bourbon is unmatched. We have the best cocktails around, and our cigar selection is legendary. Our lounge and service are world-class. Come and experience the luxury of the mansion and see why it's a world-renowned cigar and spirits destination.
Check out Pawn Royale at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. The summer season is almost over. Time to go to Pawn Royale and find some amazing deals. Right now, our lawn and gardening inventory must go. That includes mowers, trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, you name it. Pawn Royale has deals on everything. Many items at cost or less. If you're in the market, come make a deal. That's Pawn Royale, 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You've heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Unique on the Strip. It's the best place to watch sports.
You're not even kidding. 11 TVs, NFL and MLB package, NHL, EPL, and so much more. If you want a game, they have it.
Now they're doing weekly NFL Pick'em, winners every Sunday, and grand prizes on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we haven't even mentioned the drink specials.
Of course they have daily drink specials. You can see them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unique T-Town every day.
Unique on the Strip. The best place to watch sports in Tuscaloosa.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big pots.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Back out on the Strip, hanging out at our buddy's place, Coleman. Cole ColeMerica Podcast, and of course, Unique Bar. And it is just fantastic to put this next segment together. And as Alabama gets set to take on the Ole Miss Rebels, number 13 against number 15. First off, let me just say hi to Clint Lamb. What is up, dude? On 3, Bama Online. Great to see you again, brother.
Hey, it's good to see you too, Mick. How you been doing, brother?
Well, look, I got a cold Yingling over here. My friends do too. The only thing that's missing is you out here with us.
Hey, it's a winning combination. I'll be there next time, though. Hey,
yeah, next time.
There's couple of road games coming up, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, but there's going to be some good home games coming up soon after that, so I'll certainly join you for one of those for sure.
And I'd love to see it, man, and it's great to see you. And let me introduce you to Jimmy Hart. He's not the mouth of the South, but he's the mouth of Visit Tuscaloosa. What's
Absolutely.
up, brother?
Not much. Just enjoying another great football weekend here in Tuscaloosa.
Well, we got a lot to talk about, guys, because, obviously, as we take our Tuscaloosa Hyundai stroll around this matchup, it's Alabama and Ole Miss, and I'm going to start with you, Clint. Lane Kiffin has been trolling the GOAT himself. Is this a good idea?
Whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, Lane's going to do it. I mean, I think once he made the get your popcorn ready comment, there's nothing that's off the table as far as the way that he's willing to troll. So, hey, it's made the week more interesting, but the game's finally here. I mean, not officially here, but we're getting close. So it's kind of time to stop, worrying about all the stuff that's happening surrounding the game and start focusing on the X's and O's. And what I will say, it's going to be a heck of a matchup. That's for sure.
Jimmy, do you work with anyone at Visit Tuscaloosa that trolls you at work?
Oh, yes, I absolutely do.
Who is it?
Well, Stan Adams, our executive director of sport. He's got a big personality and a great sense of humor, and he knows all of my weak spots as a sports
so he comes
fan.
At you.
So yeah, especially when his Miami teams get the better of my Kansas City teams.
Yeah, right.
I hear about it.
Well, Clint, let's talk about this matchup again. And Jimmy, you're going to get in this conversation too, but does this Alabama team feel like it's better than it was last week?
I think it has to be. Yeah, I mean, is it good enough to beat Ole Miss soundly? Is it good enough to, go on the road and beat Mississippi State? Is it good enough to go on the road to College Station to beat Texas A&M? All that stuff is TBD. I mean, they should be. They're one of the most talented teams in the country. At any point in time, this thing can get locked in. That doesn't mean that it will. And I'll say this too. I've picked Alabama big enough over the last few years and been burned on it that I'm not going to do that here. I'm not going to go in and say this is a huge statement game for Alabama and they're going to hit Ole Miss in the mouth and they're going to cover the spread and do all those things after the Texas game, because that was set up perfectly. I had said all offseason, A-Day game, not the time to announce that your offensive line is going to be elite and bully people around. Open practices, MTSU, none of those were the situations or scenarios where you wanted to release the beast, I guess is the way to put it. So I was thinking Texas A&M was a great opportunity for them. They did not do it. Not only did they get beat by double digits at home, but they also they got kind of bullied up front, both offensively and defensively in some ways. I wouldn't say as much defensively, but certainly their offensive line got beat up. And so, I mean, I'm going to have to wait and see on this front. I'm picking Alabama to win. I know it's a spoiler early. I'm not going to pick against them, but this idea that they're going to go in and, completely smoke Ole Miss, are they capable? Absolutely. Like I said, if everything clicks, when everything clicks, they're capable of beating anybody in the country. And I will still say that. The problem is that they're not even close to seeing everything clicking. And so until I do see it, I don't know that I can go as far as to pick a big win.
How about you, Jimmy? What do you think?
Well, I think Clint's making me look like an absolute layman because I was all prepared to say Jalen's got something to prove. He's going to come out and play his best game ever. That offensive line's got a couple weeks under the belt, and they're going to gel, and we're going to see that offense click. So
I'm going to have to get your number because sometime probably around tomorrow night I'm going to have to text you and apologize because you were so right. I might have jumped off the train a week too soon.
Is Jalen ready, Clint? Is he ready to lead this team?
I will say he's in a much better position than he was a couple of weeks ago for a couple of reasons. A, I think from a fan perspective, I'm not saying that everybody is fully on board with the Milroe train, but seeing that there are worse options out there, I think that is helpful to him. Having a game plan that's built around him and his skill set. I mean, we have not seen that yet. Even last week, I mean, he didn't play at all. I thought last week was a better game plan for Jalen Milroe. They were attacking the flats. They were doing some RPO stuff. They were doing some design quarterback runs, some screens early on. Do all those things for Jalen Milroe, and let's see what this guy's got, because he's got all the talent in the world, but he's got to have a play caller that trusts him, and they have to have a lot more success on early downs. If they can stop being behind the sticks or getting behind the sticks early in drives, then, I think this is an offense that can move the football. But up to this point, the lack of success on first and second down has led to not a lot of success, on third and longs. I mean, it's just not an offense that's built for it. So I think if you can do those things, you can really help Milroe, and he can be a really good quarterback for you.
Jimmy, I've seen Alabama's offensive line give up a ton of sacks. Have you seen that too?
I have.
Clint, why is that?
Guys aren't playing very good. I mean, that's the simple way of putting it. And it's not just Caden Proctor. It's everybody. Okay, it's not everybody. But I will say Seth McLaughlin has gotten blown up at times. Darian Dalcourt's gotten blown up at times. Caden Proctor's really struggling at left tackle. The running backs aren't helping much in pass protection. It doesn't matter who it is. I think from a running perspective, McClellan and Williams, they're both doing phenomenal. I mean, they're creating yardage when the yardage isn't there, yards after contact. Both been quality players on that front, and Roydell kind of proved that down the stretch against USF. But from a pass protection standpoint, they're offering next to nothing right now. And so, I mean, it's a bad combination, and it has to get fixed quick. But there are some things that you can do. I mean, they've tried to do some things, some 8-man protection. I mean, it hadn't been from a lack of trying, but if they can get some things corrected, they still have a chance to be a good offensive line.
Hanging out with Clint Land and Jimmy Hart. This is the original Bama Tailgate Show, and thank you all that are listening across the state of Alabama or watching on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel on a beautiful day as we get ready for this Alabama and Ole Miss game. And I don't know. I'm not the football expert that Clint is, Jimmy, but I'm worried about this game just because I feel like if Alabama loses, it's such a big loss for the program.
I agree with you there. I think this would be a loss that it'd be difficult to come back from. I think how that affects the conference standings is just very straightforward. I don't think that requires a lot of explanation. But when you think about the goals that this team had when the season started, you really start looking at how those become out of reach if they don't turn it around fast.
Yeah, Clint.
I mean, it's been a disappointing start, to say the least. I mean, you saw some concerns. You saw some concerns on A-Day. And I think Nick Saban saw some concerns. I think they had a vision for what they wanted out of the quarterback position, and I think they held on to that vision a little bit too long. And, after the spring, they went out and they got Tyler Buckner, which was another option who could potentially run it. I mean, we saw what happened with USF last week. You hate it for him. I don't think that's the quarterback that he is. I think he's a much better player. But, I mean, it's just, unfortunately, I don't know how many more opportunities he's going to get to prove that, at least in Tuscaloosa. We'll have to wait and see. But they had a vision for what they wanted out of that position, and I think they tried to force Milroe to be that guy. He's not that guy at all, which is why I'm encouraged about what he could potentially be, and we'll see tomorrow. I mean, if you see the same game plan that you saw in weeks 1 and 2 with him, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this Alabama team is going to lose a lot more than just one more game. But, I don't foresee that being a problem, but it is unfortunate because you're talking, it's September 22nd, Mick, and we're already – Alabama's backs are already against the wall. Like, we're talking about their backs already being against the wall. How often has that happened during the Nick Saban era?
Yeah, never. When we come back, guys, we're going to pick the game. Jimmy, tell us about Visit Tuscaloosa. What do you guys got going on here in our fair city?
Well, there's a lot going on. You can find out about all of it at visittuscaloosa.com. But the one thing I want to make sure your listeners and reviewers know about this week is a collaboration that we're part of. We belong to a group called Cities of the SEC, where all of our counterparts at all of the hometowns of the SEC schools are working together. Believe it or not, we got, and Starkville actually gets the credit for being the ones who got everyone to come together at the table. But you can go to citiesofthesec.com and download a mobile map experience where each one of our cities has identified attractions in town that we want visiting fans to check out. So if you're in Tuscaloosa for the game, there's 10 places we want to make sure you get out and see. And in the future, when our fans are traveling to Starkville and Auburn, we've got the destinations for them as well. So that's citiesofthesec.com.
And that sounds awesome. Citiesofthesec.com, and visit Tuscaloosa.com. Jimmy and Clint, you guys stick around. We're going to talk about the game when we come back and make our picks that count. We're going to tell everybody exactly why Alabama's going to win this football game, Clint, right? We're going to tell them right after this.
It's coming.
Yingling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yingling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yingling, bring the goods.
Autumn brings vivid colors to the back roads and hollows of Sevierville, Tennessee. Wind your way to quaint country churches, a historic covered bridge, and even a pick-your-own apple orchard. This fall, the best views are yours on Sevierville's Rocky Flats Fall Driving Tour. Learn more and find additional fall drives to enjoy at visitsevierville.com/fall.
Immerse yourself in the continuing dynasty of Alabama football with The Legacy Continues, a visually striking image from artist Daniel A. Moore. This sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting, The Crimson Legacy, features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. Pre-order The Legacy Continues now at danielmooreart.com.
Hey y'all, it's Jennifer from the Floribama, and we're excited that football is back. The Floribama is proud to support Alabama football, and we invite you to join us at Floribama Ole River Grill for a game day experience like no other. We have over 40 TVs and a brand new game day menu that includes endless wings, Santa Fe egg rolls, street corn nachos, and so much more. Bring your friends and join us for all the college and NFL games. Floribama's Ole River Grill, open at 11 a.m. daily, right across the street from the world-famous Floribama.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. PG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Tuscaloosa is Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big prize.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Back out at Unique on the Strip here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Ole Miss as you hang out with us on the original Bama Tailgate Show. Great to have all of you guys across the state of Alabama listening on radio today. And for those of you that are hanging out on YouTube, I see all the comments coming in. It's been over 100, I think, people have been on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel sending us comments and hanging out. It's been a great show. We've had some awesome guests and a lot of fun. Jimmy Hart is still hanging with us from Visit Tuscaloosa. Clint Lamb on here from On3 and Bama Online. And I'm Mick Gillispie, and you see all the people coming by. All right, let's get into picking this game. Jimmy, I'm going to throw you up first. Give me your thoughts. Break this thing down. Tell me who's going to win the game and why.
I think Bama's going to win the game. I think they're going to win because they have to, and I think they know that. I think there's just too much pride tied up on the Bama side, and I'm just one of those sports romantics who loves to take it to the intangibles. So I'm taking the Tide by 10.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, let me throw Clint back in there. And Clint, I'm betting you a Yingling right now. You tell me why Alabama's going to win, or maybe they're not. You tell me what you think.
I do have them winning, Mick. I think he's completely right. I think that it's because they have to. If you can't get motivated for this game with your back against the wall, if you can't get some of these things right, am I expecting to see everything perfect tomorrow? No. I just need to see them moving in the right direction. There was some factors involved last week that maybe prevented them, the weather, Tyler Booker, your best offensive lineman, being out.
Yeah.
You're trying out new quarterbacks. Obviously, that's really big. The defense played, really well. Would like to see them tackle a little better on the quarterback and not let him escape and create yardage, running the football. But for the most part, they played really well. This week, there are some similarities between like Ole Miss and Texas, where it's like not only the innovative play caller, the Lane Kiffin, the Steve Sarkisian, the heavy Alabama staffs that both have several former Alabama assistants, analysts, experienced offensive lines, even though I think Texas has a better offensive line, and just a lot of weapons in the passing game. And, now granted, there are some differences too. Jackson Dart is a lot more mobile than Quinn Ewers. They're going to utilize him on design runs. They like to, Texas is more of like a pre-snap motion, post-snap run, a lot of screens. Ole Miss is more play action, pass, vertical shots, all those different things. So they're not the same offenses by any means. They just have some similarities. But I think Texas defensively is the main difference. Pete Golding's got that group heading in the right direction. They got some guys up front who can be problematic for Alabama's offensive line. But I think that if Ole Miss has a lot of success defensively, once again, that will be more of the result of what Alabama's doing offensively and kind of allowing them or shooting themselves in the foot. The penalties got to get cleaned up. You got to stop the explosive plays or prevent the explosive plays from Ole Miss's offense. I think Alabama, with their two perimeter cornerbacks, will be able to do that. You got to avoid the pass interference calls downfield because they're going to take some shots. They love throwing it to those perimeter receivers vertical. So you got to prevent that. But if you can do those things, it's a lot. I just threw a lot at people. But
everything you're saying, Clint, tells me that Ole Miss is going to win, though.
And I will say, when you look at it, there are a lot of things that will make you think that they would. But like I said, I think that Deontay Lawson, the fact that he's playing at such an elite level, the fact that we think Jaheim Otis is going to be back, Ole Miss likes to run inside a lot more than Texas. Texas is run off tackle, run outside. Ole Miss is a lot more balanced, so your interior defensive linemen are a little bit more important in that kind of matchup. And, Quinshad Judkins, he has not been 100% healthy the last, 1.5 games. So how healthy will he be tomorrow? I don't know. But I fully anticipate Alabama to come out with an attitude and do some things as far as playing to Jalen Milroe's strengths. And if they can do that, they can certainly win this football game. I'm just not going to predict that they win big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I took Ole Miss in the points, but I think Alabama's going to win. I think it's going to be kind of a back-and-forth game. Clint, tell everyone about Bama Online and On3. I'm so impressed with the direction of this company and seeing all you guys in Nashville. A little envious, man.
Hey, we got a great team at Bama Online. The content, just from a team perspective, recruiting, you're not going to beat the recruiting team that we have. The message boards that we got, the roundtable message board, great Alabama community. I'd love for any Alabama fans who have not went over there and subscribed or signed up, go do that, because we love getting the takes. The staff is very involved as far as answering questions, getting in on conversations. And so we got a lot of good things going, and we want everybody to be a part of it. And Nick, I will say it's been great talking to you again, brother.
Hey, bro, it's been great seeing you too, man. It's like old times again. Put the band back together. That's the emoji I sent you. Back together again. We've had a lot of good shows together, my friend. And let's do it again next week if you can. We're going to be down at the Floor Bama next week. So I know you'll probably be in Starkville. And, Jimmy, where are you going to be next week?
Next week, gosh, I don't know. Maybe I'll go to Pearl River Casino.
Yeah, go to Pearl River with Ryan, who's still hanging out with us. I'm going to be at the Floor Bama for the show on Friday when we record. And then, of course, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I want to remind you again that our show is proudly brought to you by Yuengling Lager, a sixth-generation company. And our friend Cheryl Yuengling went to school right here at the University of Alabama. And she puts a little bit of crimson love in each one of those green bottles. And also, don't forget Yuengling Flight. I know a lot of you guys are looking for that Mick Ultra alternative. Hey, it's Yuengling Flight. It's great. It's 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and 4.2% alcohol. It's crisp. And, when you're out running and doing all those physical activities, it's the perfect beer. It's a perfect boat beer as well. Alabama takes on the Ole Miss Rebels, and that is coming up on a lot of these stations. So roll tide, everybody. Thanks for being here on the original Bama Tailgate Show. Follow us and like if you are an Alabama fan, you want daily content on the YouTube channel, Bama Tailgate. And thank you guys for being here and being part of it. Roll tide, everybody.
Roll tide.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. PG Yuengling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, Barry Buckner. It all adds up. Every time a Tuscaloosa Hyundai customer refers a friend or family member to come see us, we are truly grateful. I compare it to doubling a penny for 30 days. Believe it or not, by day 30, that one penny is over $5 million. Now that's adding up. I remind every Tuscaloosa Hyundai team member, it's only a satisfied customer who will give you a referral. That ultimate compliment earned by effort and excellence. And Tuscaloosa Hyundai has all the tools. A new vehicle lineup to meet any driving need. Premium pre-owned under 100,000 miles that we stand behind with our exclusive million-mile warranty. Award-winning service, a company that values being named best of the best by our community. But above all, we are sincere in earning the trust that leads to a customer referral. And trust is priceless. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. Tuscaloosa Hyundai, corner of Skyland and Hargrove, TuscaloosaHyundai.com.
Hey, this is Reagan, owner of R&R Cigars, the Cigar Mansion in downtown Tuscaloosa, located at 2703 6th Street across from the Home 2 Suites. Come down to R&R and see why we're the ultimate cigar and bourbon experience. With over 165 bourbons and 5 private barrels, our selection of bourbon is unmatched. We have the best cocktails around, and our cigar selection is legendary. Our lounge and service are world class. Come and experience the luxury of the mansion and see why it's a world-renowned cigar and spirits destination.
Check out Pawn Royale at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. The summer season is almost over. Time to go to Pawn Royale and find some amazing deals. Right now, our lawn and gardening inventory must go. That includes mowers, trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, you name it. Pawn Royale has deals on everything. Many items at cost or less. If you're in the market, come make a deal. That's Pawn Royale, 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You've heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Unique on the Strip. It's the best place to watch sports.
You're not even kidding. 11 TVs, NFL and MLB package, NHL, EPL, and so much more. If you want a game, they have it.
Now they're doing weekly NFL Pick'em, winners every Sunday, and grand prizes on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we haven't even mentioned the drink specials.
Of course they have daily drink specials. You can see them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unique T-Town every day.
Unique on the Strip, the best place to watch sports in Tuscaloosa.
This is my great escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots.
Taking in the big pots.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort?
No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.